Welcome back, everyone. Thank you all for tuning into another Loners here. This is something I don't really know too much about, but I do know it's a big deal for the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands just recently got their first gay prime minister and youngest, I believe.
I have not heard anything about this.
All right. Anyway, we're going to see the Netherlands crazy election explained. So all you people from the Netherlands can clarify. Let's see.
On Wednesday, the Netherlands went back to the ballot box less than 2 years after the previous election in 2023. This was sparked by the collapse of its right-wing government in June, when the hard-right Party for Freedom, or PVV, quit the ruling coalition following a row over migration policy. In an unexpected twist, though, on Thursday morning, with 98% of the votes counted, the results showed the centrist Democrat 66 surging to finish neck and neck with the PVV, which lost a third of their seats, while the centre-right New Social Contract, or NSC, which was previously a member of the governing coalition, lost every single one of its 20 seats. So in this video, we'll explain the political background, the recent Dutch election results, and what the country's next government might look like. Never miss an episode and always feel in the loop by subscribing and ringing the bell. First though, let's explain the political context. Back in November 2023, the Netherlands general election was won by Geert Wilders' PVV, an anti-immigration party usually described by the press as far-right, which upset the status quo of Dutch politics by becoming the largest party in parliament for the first time. Damn. However, the two next biggest right-wing parties, the centre-right...
It just seems like globally, a lot of like the far-right, they're really doing well. They're doing well pushing this message of
anti-immigration.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, in specific countries it might be worse than others, but here they really did manipulate the people into thinking that was the biggest issue.
Yeah, because I notice a lot of countries like to blame immigrants on their political issues.
Yeah.
It's like, if your political stances are so weak that immigrants are going to heavily impact the quality of life for other people, then maybe that's a you problem. Maybe you should figure that out.
There's systemic issues, yeah.
Yeah, like, but people rather just blame the outsiders as if every country isn't.
They're the easiest targets, to be honest. Like, one of the easiest targets.
In the West, huh?
Yeah, they're the easiest targets to be like, that's the problem.
Yeah,
like,
it must be the new guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People's Party, or VVD, and the New Social Contract, or NSC, ruled out joining a cabinet led by Wilders, both because of his harsh migration policies and anti-Islam stance, and because they weren't confident that they could work with him in government anyway. So in order to get coalition talks back on track, Wilders reluctantly agreed not to be Prime Minister, and to instead move forward with a PVV minority government with an extra parliamentary cabinet, i.e. a cabinet made up of individuals from both within and outside of politics, with none of the coalition party leaders taking up ministerial posts. Then in May 2024, four right-leaning parties, the hard-right PVV, centre-right VVD and NSC, which dropped their opposition after Wilders' compromise, and the conservative agrarian Farmer Citizen Movement, or BBB, struck a deal and published their coalition agreement, forming what was generally seen to be the most right-wing government in modern Dutch history. In July 2024, the new cabinet was officially sworn in, with Dick Schoof, a career civil servant and political outsider, appointed as Prime Minister. However, the coalition soon ran into disagreements over the budget and immigration, and collapsed after less than a year this June, when Wilders' PVV quit following a row over migration policy, a move which Prime Minister Schoof called irresponsible and unnecessary. As such, a fresh election was called for October, and in the meantime, another party, the NSC, also quit the coalition after the other parties failed to adopt harsher measures against Israel following a UN-backed report which confirmed widespread famine in Gaza. Ahead of the elections, the final Ipsos INO polls showed the PVV in the lead, the left-wing Green Left Labour Alliance in second, and two liberal centre parties, the Democrat 66 and Christian Democratic Appeal, or CDA, close together in third and fourth. Meanwhile, it suggested notable drops in support for all three of the other outgoing coalition parties, the VVD, NSC and BBB, which have seemingly been hurt by their affiliation with the PVV in government. However, the actual results were pretty surprising. By Thursday morning, the results showed a shock surge for the centrist D66, with 26 seats. Wilders' PVV also on 26.
I'm gonna be honest, this is like low-key confusing me.
It is. It's a lot
The
of
whole,
different
like,
things.
they got these many seats and then they lost these many. I'm like, how are this determined? I don't know. Sorry.
Voting, I would think, but I don't know.
But like overnight, it's like, how often are we voting? How often are we like making these decisions? I don't know. I'm just used to hear everything moving so fucking slow that like when things are like, well, actually, we're just gonna do this. Oh, he quit, so I'm gonna do this now. It's like things seem to be. I could be wrong. It seems like things happen a lot quicker.
Probably.
Yeah. It's
seats.
a lot
The
to
centre-right
understand.
VVD in third with 22 seats, the Green Left Labour Alliance in fourth with 20 seats, and the centre-right CDA in fifth with 18. Meanwhile, the other two outgoing coalition parties suffered heavy losses, with the BBB going from 7 seats to 4 and the NSC losing all of its 20 seats. Essentially, these preliminary results suggest that the PVV's short stint in government damaged both the PVV and its right-wing coalition partners. During its time in power, the outgoing PVV coalition rapidly lost support and was seen by voters as one of the most ineffective in recent Dutch history.
Damn.
An Ipsos INO survey published in September found that just 29% of Dutch voters, the lowest figure since 2022, had confidence in national politics. And what's more,
Yeah, I
among
think that's globally. People are just losing confidence in
Faith,
their
yeah.
politics. Yeah.
those who voted for the PVV in 2023, only 14% still had confidence, a huge drop from 50% a year ago. This suggests a perception that the outgoing coalition failed to deliver on its key promises, namely introducing Europe's most hardline immigration policy and tackling a dire housing shortage. Given that pre-election surveys found housing, healthcare, and immigration to be the top issues for voters in 2025, with nearly 2/3 wanting solutions on affordable housing, older voters caring most about healthcare, and right-wing voters caring most about immigration, it looks like the coalition has been punished for disappointing voters. The other notable takeaway, though, was the surge of moderate parties on both the right and left. The centrist D66 recorded its best results since it was founded in 1966, with G66 politician Jan Paternotte praising the party's leader for fighting what he called a fantastic campaign, adding, "He told a positive story and left all of the negativity of the past 2 years behind him." For context, the D66 is a socially liberal centrist party with strong support among civil servants and university graduates, and ran an optimistic campaign pledging to build 10 new cities to tackle the housing crisis. Another centrist
build
party
10
that
new
did well
cities.
was the centre-right CDA, who surged to win 18 seats, up from just 5 previously. This was largely down to the popularity of their leader, Henry Bontebal, who is regarded as the Netherlands' most popular party.
Yeah, you guys in the Netherlands got a lot of different things going on.
I know.
It's crazy that each of these parties probably get support, which is insane that they have their own
I know.
like backing.
Like here, a third party, no one expects them to win. It's
Yeah,
almost impossible.
leader in the run-up
for now.
Yeah.
the election, and the most suitable candidate to be Prime Minister. However, the CDA still slightly underperformed some recent polling estimates, which predicted it to win up to 24 seats. And that drop-off was possibly due to backlash over comments made by Bontebal and then retracted earlier this month, implying that he supported religious schools' rights to reject gay students. Anyway, with these results,
Okay.
what might the next Dutch
I think
coalition
it's a bigger deal than
Why is
we
that a talking
realized that
point?
NSC one completely lost all of
Yeah.
its seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually look like? Well, even if the PVV scrapes a victory over D66 in terms of votes, it will almost certainly be kept out of government this time round. And Wilders has even admitted that he has little hopes of forming a government, even if they do try. This is because both the Green Left Labour Alliance and CDA have pledged to block the PVV from any future coalition. As such, a centrist grand coalition comprising of the D66, Green Left Labour and CDA looks likely as a minority government, or if the VVD is included...
That's why they say, like, a lot of people from these places say, like, oh, Bernie is just like our everyday politician, like
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Like the bare minimum.
Yeah, it's crazy.
as a majority government. While the VVD has previously ruled out entering into a government with the left, this position could well change during
Yeah.
coalition talks.
I'm sorry to stop again, but that means that probably the people who are like the right over there are more just like Democrats here.
I don't know if it's 100 it lines up.
No, not
The
100%.
same way,
But
but-
the only other thing would probably be the immigration stance. But other
Yeah.
than that, it's
I
like
think a lot of other countries underestimate how conservative our Democrats are.
Yeah,
here.
they are
They're
a lot.
very like liberal is being nice.
Yeah.
If this were to happen, 38-year-old D66 leader Rob Jetten would likely lead the administration and could become the Netherlands' first openly gay.
Oh,
prime
so he did. He won.
That's what you said in the beginning.
Yeah, so
isn't
that I guess this is like, I think it came out yesterday when he won. But yeah, so they're first openly gay prime minister.
Okay.
And the comments on the internet on like Instagram and shit, people are so fucking close-minded still. Like, so many people are like, oh, this is a loss for the Netherlands because they have a gay prime minister. Like,
We have to remember, I feel like, didn't a study come out recently saying like almost half of the accounts now that we interact with are fucking bots? They're
Yeah,
all
it could
fake.
be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there to reaffirm your bias or to get you like angry.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good point. It's
It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, because why do we even need to acknowledge their sexuality?
It's true.
Who
It's
gives a
like, who
fuck?
cares if they're good at what they're doing? Who gives a fuck what they are?
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make them a worse or more competent person.
Yeah.
Just because. Anyway.
minister. Ultimately, the strong performance of moderate parties overall suggests that the Dutch electorate would rather have stability and experience in government this time round.
Yeah. So then when this is out, obviously you guys already know who won as a prime minister and which parties are there and everything. Let us know your opinions of what happened and how you feel about that
Excuse
one
me.
party completely losing its seats and everything like that. Let us know more detail about that. And
If
if
anyone
you,
could give us more insight on, I don't even know, like clarity.
yeah,
as far
this was a
as
lot. This was
how
confusing.
often voting and things like that happen. It was confusing because it's not normal for us. But I'm sure if someone explained it to me like I was 5, I could probably understand.
Yeah. Oh my God. This political parties being held accountable by voters is beyond my dreams.
Right.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, and jump over to our blog channel.